Om Tvameva Mata Cha Pita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhuscha Shakha Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Thou art my mother, Thou my father, Thou my friend and companion, Thou my knowledge, Thou my wealth, Thou art all in all, O Lord of Lords. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. So, we are back to our reading of the Narada's Way of Love, and we have read verses up to 676. We'll start today reading 77, and where it starts, Narada's Bhakti Sutra, what we have read here, after talking about the highest goal of devotion, bhakti is to be immersed in that absolute blissfulness. Here, Narada gave us the idea that how one devotee should try to lead a life. A devotee, there is no division in the devotee's life. That was said in the verse number 72, that bhakta has no class distinction, has no distinction considering the education, financial condition, his or beauty or actions or nothing. It is only love for God is the criterion. So they are all one. But the devotee who have attained to the freedom, they will behave in a life that they have no one as enemy for them. Similarly, a student like us who are trying to be a devotee, lover of God, they'll engage in practice of devotion rather than going for vain argumentation. Therefore, going for asking for honor, respect. So they will give up all these efforts. But life is short for them. They think purpose of life should be to realize God, love God, cry and weep for God, as Ramakrishna said. Therefore, in the verse number 74, we have read that Bhado Navalambya. Bhada, that means intellectual debate, is not to be avalamban, not to be observed. Bhado na avalambya. That means, but Bhado na avalambya does not mean that you will not read the Bhakti Shastras and other things. But Bhado means unnecessary argumentation. Whose philosophy is higher, my philosophy versus your philosophy. Even in spiritual culture, there is a place for all those debate and argumentation. But Bhakti will not do that. That was 74 verse we read. And Narada gave an argument why you should not practice that. Because they say that bahulya avakasat aniyatatvacha. Bahulya avakasa. There are many varied ways of thinking. And there is scope for varied ways of thinking about the same truth. And therefore, oniyatu, and they are not conclusive. Argument is good to clear the mind, but argument cannot give you God vision. Yeah, there comes your absorption. That's what Shankara also says. No, it is not good. Huh? It is like a scholastic uh, intellectual amusement. Therefore, what will be then a devotee will do? He will not engage in argumenting with others and talk of scriptural argumentation. Is that the meaning? No, no, no. They will bhakti shastrani, mananiyani. That was 76 we read the last day. They should study bhakti shastra. That type of book we should read. Not all types of philosophies to read and make our mind cluttered. Here, Narada guides that you read Bhakti Shastra that evokes devotion in your heart. Bhakti Shastrani Manoniyani. Not only you read, but you reflect on them. How Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, Sri Chaitanya, how Sri Ramakrishna, how Ruidas, Bhakti Ruidas, how Tulsidas. Read the Bhakti books and the Bhaktas' lives. Bhakti Shastrani and Manoniyani, you think, reflect upon them, you read them, you discuss with others. And tad udbodhaka karmani api. And that devotion, what will evoke in you devotion, do that type of karma. Select in your life that type of karma which will be able to invoke in you that devotion. That karma is congenial. Suppose some karma is more congenial. Suppose there are many types of services there. Some people even serve the temple service. Temple service, there is guard everywhere, but there may be temple guard. There may be many people cleaning, the temple cleaning. If opportunity comes to do such job, suppose there are many options for cooking for the Lord, or garlanding for the Lord, plucking flowers for the Lord. If such karma, which is congenial and helps promote the view of practice of bhakti, that type of karma one should choose rather than alternative karma. One may bring more money in another profession, but another profession may bring less money, but it helps that devotee to develop the devotion in that. So that should be followed. So we have read the 76. Bhakti Shastrani Mononiyani. One should cultivate the Bhakti Shastra. And devotional scriptures should be studied and reflected upon Manoniyani. Tad udbodhaka karmani api karaniyani. And those activities which arouse devotion, that type of karma will be better to select if you can. Otherwise, in modern day we say make everything spiritual. If you can get that type of work is good, but so everyone cannot get. Someone has to suppose had to work. In many situations happen. Someone has no job, they are doing bartending. No, getting that job versus a job is not very high pay job, but it's a menial job almost, or not that quality job of professional things. This has a professionalism in it. But suppose alternatively you tender the bhaktas with prasad, no karma, and in some temples they pay some money and find some people if they don't have not devotees. So, but he is a devotee who does that job, he will be benefited by that. In the Malibu temple, there is one person, you may have seen him. He is in the kitchen. He prepares and meals, and then that is his livelihood. He earns some money by that. But when he gets chance, I saw him. He's doing a japa, continuous japa. Huh? And it is all related to the devotees are coming, they have visited the temple and now they are having some hungry, and they're coming to get some food and you're offering food. You are not doing, you are getting some money also, but this is a job, but it's a congenial job which will be not contradictory to your devotion. So that is to be practiced. So we have read this. Now 77 verse is our starting today. This 77 verse says, Shukho Dukkha Ichcha Labhadi Tyakte. Sukha means happiness. Dukkha, we know suffering. Ichcha, desire. Labha, I will gain this. Ityadi, Kale Tyakte. You have given up that. It will help me to get out of Sukha, get out of Dukkha, opposites. Ichcha, love, gain, loss, opposites. Kali pratikshamane. In this practice, you will actually help one that kshanartham, when he understands this, he gets in between some time in his work, type of work. Kshanarthamopi vyartham nanayat. If any chance comes in between, even the split second, he does not waste the time. That means he will utilize it in bhajan, repeating the name of the Lord, chanting the glories, feeling the presence of the Lord, recollecting some of the stories of the divine sport of the Lord, say Krishna of the Bhagavat, Rama of the Ramayana, Christ and his life, Buddha and his life stories. So these pure things he will be involved into it. So he will not waste his time in between for mundane things or wasting the time. Wasting means the time goes away, click, 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 click. But how the time has been utilized. One day, today, you do click, 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 click is going away, no? But how we use this click, 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 click moment for our spiritual benefit or forgetting God, that is ours. We have choice. The bhakta will take advantage. No, no, no. I have no choice. I get any split second, any moment, I will utilize it for remembering God, repeating His name, repeat my mantra, pray to mentally pray so that I get the best benefit of it. So that should be the practice. So Sukha Dukkha Ichcha Labha Adi Tyakte. In this process, Bhakta starts practicing the way it has been said. That his thought, the time will come when he will be spontaneously using Kshanardham api, Kshana Ardham. Kshana means moment. Ardham means half. That means not even a split second. What? Vyartham nanai. Let it not go in waste. He will utilize it. So let us see what is the explanation given by Swami Prabhuvanandaji, which we are reading, the way Narada's way of love, verse number 77 on page 158. The running translation is that it behooves a bhakta not to waste a single moment, not to delay worshipping God until he becomes freed from the pleasure and pain, from cravings and greeds. No? Because that he is the running for pleasure, happiness, avoiding pain, this is everyone's innate nature. Craving more things in the world is a nature. But a devotee will single pointedly move, he will get involved in the worship of God only. Now the question comes, uh, okay, I am doing my time, and when time will come, I will love God. It is not like that. It says, if you wait to worship God or meditate upon Him until you are freed from cravings and from pairs of opposites, such opportunity will never arise. You think, oh, I will be worshipping God more when my mind will be so pure that it will constantly think of God. It will never happen. If one wants to swim and go to beach and wait, okay, let all the waves subside. When beautiful time my mind will be so pure, it will not run for other pleasure and pain and obstacles. Then I will jump into the water and take it deep. But that is a impossible expectation that it will never happen like that. So such an opportunity will never arise. The waves of cravings will continue to arise in your heart. That is there still now. What can you do? This thought comes, that thought comes, disturbance comes. I don't meditate anymore because I see it, nothing happens. Mind goes here and there, and I fight with the mind and come up after that. What is the use of my sitting in? Rather, I will do my work. Good, you do your work, but also don't give up that. Mind's nature is that. You have to fight with that. So try to train the mind. Mind will behave like. So this is the point. The waves of cravings, our mind moves to 100,000 things. Why? I have some attraction for this thing, that thing. I pay more value for this and more value for that. So naturally, the waves of cravings that will continue to arise in your heart. But you must try to calm them and think of God and pray to Him every moment of your life. If you give up your practice of japa or meditation, merely because you do not always find peace or happiness in these practices, then you can never grow in spiritual life. Because I don't get joy, I tried. What is the use of spending the time? Rather, I can sleep a little more in the morning, or I can uh, do something else. No, don't give up. Then never will succeed. So the cravings will be there, but we should not give up our spiritual practice. Try with your whole heart to keep recollectedness of God by chanting His name, feeling His presence. Your mind, by that process, will gradually become calm and will be eventually absorbed in God and in His love. So, time will come. It is called the making a test. Change your test. We all love fried food. No? Anything fried or anything oily, which is but it may not be very healthy, but we like it. And we have made a habit of that so many days. So when I see that, my mind says, oh, that's good, I'll take it. No? But okay. But now let us create a new taste of the healthy food, and which is distasteful, not that much spicy, not that much. But make a test gradually, gradually, gradually. You will find that after some time, you like that food. Your system takes that food, and you are happy with that food. That means we can change our habit, our likingness from one corner to the other side, one side to the opposite side. But it takes time. You have to give that time and patience. So in Bhagavad Gita, we read, patiently, little by little, a man must free himself from mental distractions with the aid of the intelligent will. He must fix his mind upon the Atman and never think of anything else. Say here, subject is bhakti. You love your God, your Ishta Devata. So whatever your Ishta Devata, Ma, Krishna, Kali, Shiva, whatever, love him or her and focus there. So he means here the student must fix his mind upon the Atman. Here Vedanta will focus on Atman and never think of anything else. No matter where the restless and unquiet mind wanders, it must be drawn back and made to submit to the Atman. That's the point. Gita suggests, our Patanjali suggests, pratyahara. Wherever mind goes, pull him, catch him there, and bring back to your point of focus. So mind will do that. Swami Vivekananda says it is very hard first to compel the mind to think of God always. But with every new effort, the power to do so grows. That's the hope. As it happens to the bad habits, how the bad habits grow. A very good boy being in an association which is which inspires them to do something which is not spiritually benefited or not good for his spiritual growth or development. It does association, association, association. And following that, he starts practicing their footsteps. So in spiritual life, one should follow the footsteps of spiritual people and their practices. So they will remember God, they will try to repeat. Simple bhakti is always simple. Repeat his name, repeat his name. Pray to him. Any trouble comes, pray to him. You feel connected with him. So by this practice, it will happen such that in every moment, mind will move towards him for some support, some connection. So this is the explanation given by Swami Prabhavanandaji. And here we find that another explanation given by this Swami, his name is Vedantananda Swami, in the book Bhakti Prasanga. He said, happiness, suffering, wish, desire, attainment, all these being conquered, kale pratiksamane, you will be waiting for a moment when there is my gap. This split moment has come. You will find that we saw in our sadhus that when they are good in that mood, we have seen many sadhus. They get maybe just 10-20 minutes time. Just run away from his work and goes to a secluded place or his own room or nearby, wherever, one corner, and starts doing japa, japa, japa. Huh? In many sadhus I have seen, they are working and just got 1 hour gap, goes back and that's practice, and come back after 1 hour, other work. So they are waiting for when I get some time. And that time I utilize for the purpose. And others, many times, we idle talks, idle gossip, it takes away our time. Energy is the same, but it is gone in a wrong direction. It is to make a speedy spiritual growth. Your work is what you have to do. That can be spiritualized, that's one point. Even if you forget during work, when there is a gap, just you are not to run for meditation, but you can just start your japa. Just start remembering God. Feel the Lord here more. Little focus. So this practice, what will happen? That one split second should not be given to wastage. The life of ordinary human being like us, it is full of happiness and misery. This smile and these tears, this gain and this loss, and how we win in between them to analyze that the life goes away. But with the grace of God, when the devotion grows in the heart, then the bhakta, the devotee, don't get perturbed whether happiness or misery comes. And at that point, the desire for sense objects don't trouble them, don't arise in their heart. Then there is no want of his time. How he will utilize his time? He will utilize it in nitya smarana sarana manana. All the time, you cannot do anything. That's why saran manan is very good. Now many people say, I cannot meditate. Meditation is not necessary that you cannot. How many people can meditate? But bhakti, but for connecting with God, saran manan. Mane, smaran means remembering, and manana means reflecting. Uh, so whatever we love, or we get a taste of love, we think of second time, third time, fourth time, fifth time. So similarly, suppose you think of God, so think of God and remember and contemplate. This practice should be smaranaman, saranmanan. We call saranmanan. And you will not allow the time to pass in vain. Parabhakti, until you reach that parabhakti, if you forget this sadhan, the spiritual practice, then there is a risk of your fall. And if you reach parabhakti, there is no question. Your mind will be unconsciously flowing into that. So before that is a sadhana. But after that also you do the same thing spontaneously. First you are practicing. No. Suppose college professors and teachers, when they teach the same subject, no. But they have learned the subject as a student. And when they become mature, and at any point the subject becomes in his control, he lives with that subject. No. A musician lives with music. But practicing music is a big thing. And to reaching that point is not an easy thing. It goes on. So therefore, after realization or after attaining bhakti, parabhakti, he will continuously do as Ramakrishna. Involuntarily, mind will go to samadhi. Involuntarily, he will be singing, chanting the God's name. Involuntarily, he will behave in a way, and any worldly discussion, he runs away from that place. Ramakrishna, even sitting in his room, after sitting for a long time, if people of not that spiritual nature come, he will say, sit for a few minutes and then run to Mother Kali and then spend some time and come back. By that time, these people are left. And his room is always door open. Anyone can come in, anyone can go in. There is no invitation, no rejection. So this, and this Swami says, Vedanta Swami is a good Vedanta Swami. He said that this verse also can be explained differently. Sukha dukkha, happiness and misery, lava, gain and loss, ittadi, adi, iti, ekka kale, is waiting in between that type of dualities. Pratiksamane, he will be waiting for that time when a kshana comes, he will utilize that time in repeating God's name. That can be explained differently. Why? He said that I explained just now, that opportunity does not come all the time. That I will have a good time, my job will be very plain, and my pressure of work will go down. Then we will have enough time after retirement. Then I will think of God day and night. Now retired people, now you can think how much time you have and how much meditation you can do. So until and unless we do it when we are in that position of not non-retiring stage, No retirement. The spiritual life that said there will be retirement for everything. That's a spiritual life. There is no holiday. Huh? There is holiday on Sunday, normally. But spiritual life, that is the day you should do more meditation. Because that Sunday you have no work. No work means no work to go into the office. So you can spend your more time in prayer and meditation more. So spiritual life is opposite to the life of the worldly ideas. So sujog and opportunity and suvidha, fortune, does not come. You do not know when it comes. You go on doing by God's grace. A moment may come, and in a split second, the darkness may go away. The cloud goes away, and you see a splash. You have a vision. You have some experience that moment. And all these difficulties and obstacles will go, and then a favorable environment will come, and then I shall practice my bhajan. One should not wait for that opportune moment, and if we wait, it may not come. No? And that's a good example. In the Ganga, there are waves, and when the wave stops, then I will get a deep. That person will never find an opportunity because never the life situation is such. Problems will never be gone. One problem goes, another problem appears. So look at our life from childhood till today. Childhood problem. Children, children have a big problem. Mom does not give this, I didn't go this, and I wanted that, and my friend didn't do this, and that. For us, I said these are useless things. But it was useless, very useful for us when we were kids. So, as the life advances, always something is there to engage ourselves. So it will never come. We have seen that it never came to me. But we got opportunity in between, but we have not utilized them. So this is to be done. That this I don't find much pleasure in practice on bhajan. But we'll have to do this practice even if we don't find joy, rather we find suffering. Today, I don't have any desire for practice. What is the benefit of doing this? This type of thought sometimes overwhelms our mind. And if you get engulfed in it, then bhajan will never happen. It will. But on the contrary, the tamasic quality and rajasic quality will overwhelm you and will push you down the tamasic quality. That's why even Ramakrishna suggested that you need to brass the metal, pital, brass, no? To clean the brass every day. So mind is like that. Even you think that you have attained something, that should be cleaned every day. So practice should not be given. And to realize Him all the time, your mind should be kept engaged at the feet of the Lord. Even a split second does not get into waste. That moment you forget, that moment your mind will be overwhelmed with the objects of the senses. That's why don't allow, and that absence, that will make a deep mark in your mind. Absence, you are happy, you will be happier. I forgot and I have no repentance. So that forgetfulness is not good. That's why Bhagavat says, Tribhuvana Vibhava Hetave. That's how Apyakunta Smritirajito Atma Suradivir Bimrigyat Nachalati Bhagavat Padar Vindat Lavadimish Nimishardamapi Ya Sa Vaishnavagra. That is the Vaishnava devotee, who is the greatest devotee or the great among the devotees. His heart will be always contemplating on the lotus feet of the Lord. All the enjoyments of this world, the happiness will appear to him like worthless, useless. For this reason, even there is a possibility of him to have a kingdom of attaining the kingdom of the world, no? But they will not give up that attainment and use that mind for thinking of God. Ramakrishna said, all the time one should engage oneself in the Nama Guna Gana Kirtan, glories of the Lord's name and Kirtan and Prarthana and prayer. Those who really do not know anything but God, they practice japa in every breath. In the breath. Kill someone, it contemplates, repeats the mantra Om Rama, Rama Om Rama. They do japa. Some people will find their tongue is always repeating the name. That's why all the time one should engage in smarana and manana, remembering. And then there is another book, I also read a few lines from there. It is called the Swami Bhuteshanandaji. Bhuteshanandaji translated this. Having been freed from the dualities of happiness and misery, gain and loss, desires, etc., the devotee gains more time. He must not waste even half a moment. Explanation. A devotee has to free himself from other preoccupations, as has already been stated. But where will you be free? Your duties, responsibilities, whole day goes how? You look at that. We get up and whole day go. And this is night has come. It's time to go to sleep. How much we utilize the whole day, this opportune day gone? No? His mind has been made free from pleasure and pain, desire for gain, etc. So what is he or she to do with this mind, which is freed from other preoccupations? Is he to waste that time? Time is precious. And therefore even half a moment of such time as is gained by one's cessation of other activities should be fruitfully used for the attainment of devotion and should not be wasted. Same thing. All the books are saying the same. When more time becomes available because of the devotee's freedom from pleasure and pain, desire for gain, etc., he should not waste even half a second. Those who are fortunate, really mind has been peaceful and they find joy in God, but still they get entrapped into worldly talks, thoughts, discussions in such a depth that they forget God. So that is to be avoided. Here is a warning. The idea is that actions are to be avoided, not to spend time in laziness. Like that upavas, we do upavas, Ekadashi upavas or some special upavas. Why we do upavas? Like to avoid some time which is spent for cooking, eating, cleaning, and chopping vegetables, cooking, etc. That time I'm saving. Today I'm not cooking. But not cooking and fasting, that's okay. But what am I doing with the time which I have given to cooking or eating or cleaning the plates and tables? Do I utilize that time for God? Then it is upavasa. Mere fasting is not the whole of upavasa. It's a part. It has its benefit, of course. That's a control. I won't eat. That's a control. But more so is this, that one should be utilizing the time not in laziness but in the repetition of God's name. The time that's saved should be devoted to the cultivation of devotion. Therefore, even half a moment is not to be spent in vain. That is, one has to be always alert and see that every moment of time is fruitfully used for the attainment of devotion. That means we get really, if we look at ourselves, we get much time, but we cannot utilize. We are not aware that we are not utilizing the time in the perfect way. The time goes away, then you say, that's why our Swami Birajananda in his Goal Supreme, he said, before you go to bed every day, think about how you spend the day, how much time you got, how much time you lost, what type of thought you are engaged in, what discussion you did. That's why that will alert you so that your utilization of time. Time is more precious than money. No?
But if you are very tired, before you go to sleep, you fall asleep, then what will happen?
That day you need not have to, but when you think, "Oh, this is for next day, any time, even now, for morning now, how much time I got, I used for fruitfully my work, and in between gap thinking of God. The Bhakta should have a goal, target, no? Bhakta should have a goal. Bhakta's life is in this life, I realize him. I'll have division, but I am not like Ramakrishna that I'll be mad like that. But I am with my this tiny little quality, whatever my loving heart, I have little, but how I can increase and not waste the time which God has given me. I'm wasting that. Can I utilize it for proper purpose? So this is an awareness, and when awareness comes, people find more time. We say there is no time, but time is there, but we are not. We are careful about money, spending money, but we're not careful about our spending time. When we have opportunity, we cannot utilize the time. So this is the allow awareness. This is the important point to be taken note of by any seeker in spiritual life. It so happens that being free from ambitions, suppose you have no other ambition, having you have given up the pleasure and pain, I have seen enough, I am not interested in such running after that. So having shunned the company of other people, the seeker gets more time than ordinary people. Other people, that is also another point. Most of our time goes on for party when time was there. No, because the society, you live in a society and you have to do that. But this party we did, but when you understand, then you withdraw from that party time. What you did, that's why people I used to go to the Gita class and hear all the time. They have been criticized who are coming to Gita class. That's why many came and didn't continue. Because people are criticizing, oh, you are becoming spiritual now. You cannot come to our party. Today there's a big party going on, and now we are waiting for so many to come, and you are going to listen to Gita class. No? As if it is something wrong. And people, that utilization of time in this way is both have values. Those who are value of the party, they go to the party. But even they are awakened and you try to come out, they, they pull you down. And as a result, our mind is weak, we also run around. So how to be aware of that?
Even Sri Ramakrishna said that on the way to Kalighat temple.
Yeah. Don't people go on giving charity? They're throwing 5 penny to one beggar and 10 cents to another beggar and going on. And 20 come as soon as you enter into Kali temple. And then whatever you have brought, your mind is distracted. You are going into one pointed mind to see the mother. Before seeing, your whole time is gone. That's why Sri Ramakrishna says, first, don't pay attention to right and left. Jao so kore, by any means, hook or crook we call. Josukare, first go and see mother. And after that mother's darshan is over, then you come back and then utilize it. Uh, Give on charity and do things whatever you like. Then after God realization, because that time is gone. By that time you go to the temple, Ramakrishna says, you see that mother is door is closed. No? Mother is gone to bed to rest. Huh? So you spend so much time in charity, doing charity. That's why Ramakrishna said, if God comes in your life, will you say, oh Lord, give me hospital, dispensary, etc., etc.? Huh? So this type of awareness become make Ramakrishna is making an aware that first is first. So life's first goal is God realization. Go for that and remember God. Swarana, Smarana, Manana, Nididhasana. These are all take the name of the Lord and do all these practices day and day and day. It is a great warning that it sounds here. In the name of spirituality, we should see that we do not indulge in laziness. Huh? Also, bodily laziness, mental laziness, this is also obstacle in spiritual life. I don't find joy in repeating the name. I am doing that, okay. I've done 108, Guru has said, finished. Okay, let me think of something. No, whether my mind likes or not like, I will take the name Guru has given me. Huh? So that will create a new taste from the junk food to the healthy food. That practice, practice, practice. This is care to be carefully remembered. That is why it is stated that even half a moment should not be wasted. This means that we should always remain alert and see that every moment of our life, freed from other preoccupation, is employed in serious pursuit of love of God. Love of God. Huh? That is the major, very conclusive word is very. That means what we have to do? This means that we should always remain alert. My time is going away. Ramakrishna reminds us everything. In Dakshineshwar, when he found the setting of the sun in the western horizon, he used to cry, "Oh mother, another day is gone, the sun is setting, the day is gone. I have not seen you." At least this is a self assessment. How to utilize the moment of our lives when we are freed from preoccupations. Preoccupations are there, but how much is necessary preoccupation? How much we indulge into unnecessary responsibilities. That's not my business, but I get into it. So this is very really one wants to do spiritual practice, one should be very careful about this alert at this point to be alert. That freed from other occupations. When I am freed from other occupations, how much I can free myself other occupation. What is the occupation? What is your bound and duty? That is your occupation. You have been given to do that, that's your occupation. Whatever needs in any place, in any stage of our life. Rest of the time, I can avoid that. I can do this. But are you utilizing that time in God, remembrance of God? Talking about God, thinking about God. That's why very interaction is very good. When you meet any people, that's why start talking about spiritual quest, then that is utilization of time. That moment is not wasted. So that should be aware of it. So that is employed in serious pursuit of the love for God. So I will end here today and then we'll read 78 next day. But these few moments we have, we can think about if any question is there. It seems some question I find, so we can discuss those points. First we end it. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Sri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu. So if any question, I find that here is some question.
No, no question.
Uh,
Just comment. No question.
oh, it is not a question but a comment. No comment, it is just comment. Anyhow, thank you all. What is that? Will there be no Shanti Gita class next week? Oh, no Shanti Gita class next week. Why?
Why?
None. I think it will be. We'll have Shanti Gita class next week. This today 7:30 and next week also 7:30. Is it not mentioned in our website? I do not know. I mean, why his question is coming. But anyway, yes, we'll have the class. So, any question? Any question?
No.
Any have anyone? Anyone? Any question? Hmm? Oh, yeah. So today's point is very uh, useful to think about in our life, really, and particularly to nowadays because situation of this virus and all these things. Life has shown us how momentary is the life, how unpredictable is our existence in this. We know that from our early childhood, we are being taught to think about the unpredictability of life. But still, now, this situation all over the globe and all our distant or close friends and relations, we see that how someone we talked to yesterday and now gone. So there is no reason to think about that, that we will be very continuing to be. So this is for the devotees to think about, that their life moments should be utilized and best possible utilization. We can meditate, that's good. You can study Vedanta, that's good. You can just pray to God, that's good. You can repeat the holy name of the Lord, that's good. You can sing some bhajan, singing, that's good. You do the work, thing that you are doing for God. And really, these are wonderful tools before us. And this Vedanta, at least, this Ramakrishna Vedanta, Vivekananda Vedanta, has given us really, really a great opportunity to think life, how we can blend into our life this difficult to cultivate, this difficult, this spirituality, which is difficult to cultivate. It is so kindly given by utilizing the 24 hours can be made. Any work we are doing, it is not secular or spiritual. Previously we had this distinction. But Ramakrishna came and Swami Vivekananda came. No distinction. Whatever karma we do, this karma is only service to God and God alone. Nothing in the world can be demanded or said that is non spiritual. Because we can perform the work and sacrifice it and offer it to God. Then it becomes puja. Anything, because this world is made by God. Ganga Jale Ganga Puja. The world is created by God, and God has created me. God had created my mind, my body, my emotions, my intellect. Anyway, I can serve God by my body. I can serve God by my emotions. I can serve God by my intelligence and also my ego. I shall do this. I shall serve God. So these are the wonderful things which we can apply so that 24 hours we become spiritual. So no moment will be wasted. When you are working, it is not wasted. People always will feel, I'm tired, I'm working so much and I cannot do anymore. The day is gone. No. Immediately think that, oh Lord, I did it for you. See what my buddhi is so dull, is thinking I did worldly. This is your world. Whatever I did unconsciously, I offer it at your feet. Bas, it becomes puja. Whole days, all actions, puja. Ita Purvam, we chant that mantra at the end of the home fire. Ita Purvam Prana Buddhi Deho Dharma Adhikarato. Prana Dharma, the life's existential nature. Prana Buddhi, intellectual dharma, emotional. Through this, all these tools, whatever I have done with my hand, feet, etc., I offer everything unto you. Every moment, if we remember this mantra, and offer, everything becomes spiritualized. Your walking becomes spiritual. Your taking shower becomes spiritual. Your cooking becomes spiritual. Your working in the office becomes spiritual. Your hard work in the mopping the floor becomes spiritual. Everything can be spiritualized. Only it is to be aware of that. So that we say, we will never say then, I have no time for meditation. I have no time for when shall I practice. We have a wrong concept. We have created a small temple, shrine, and 30, 40, 50, all images are being placed there. And we'll have to clean and wash and feed and do and that and that and that. I am very busy with my Thakur. Are that is Thakur. Oh, that's also. Then you think you have served God. You should not have dependence. Your mind should be filled with joy. I have served the different facets of the one Lord, and you'll be happy. But we say, no, I could not meditate. I have no time for meditation. Why? That is your meditation. So I think these are golden opportunities I have talked about. Anyhow, we find that some question is probably there. Two questions are there. Will there be king? Oh, last one. We should do the name of God silently, or we can do it in lips. Yeah, this is a very practice is the question. We need not have to show our spiritual practice that I am doing some japa. So it should be as secret. Spirituality is called J. Ki. We have a statement. Je jato gupta, se tato pokta. Je jato gupta. As one can be in spiritual life very secret. Secret means my spiritual practice. I am doing, I may be working outside. Let people see he's working. But I'm doing my mantra inside. No one will know that. That is the best. So that repeating the name of God silently is the best. No one will know. Even our Bireshwarananda Maharaj used to say, doing the lip movement is next best. Because I'll forget. If you always try to move the lip throat, you will feel that here someone is doing japa, you can find. Bireshwarananda Maharaj used to have this all the time, no? Unconscious. He's talking to you, as soon as talk stops, and it's practiced such a way, mantra starts. Mantra is going on continuously, but when you're talking, it has to stop because you are speaking out. But internally, that is going on. So best is to do silently in the mind. If it is done in the mind, then it will not be interrupted when I am talking to you, looking at you. Mantra can go on inside and I can look at you. But at the beginning, better to pronounce it when you are silently reading every word of the mantra, every letter of the mantra. Clear this analysis. Clearly chant the mantra. Each part, each syllable properly and focus there. And then gradually you can relax and let it go. And the thought current goes on along with it. The object you are meditating, the mantra, and the object indicated by Mani your Ishta Devata. Link that, link that. Sometimes This linking maybe with the bhava, the mood, the meaning God is infinite, God is absolute, that type of thought. So it best is silent, and you can do on the lips also. But it lips doing, people will see, and he may be caught there. People will think that, oh, he's a good person. Why to show our spirituality is our very private thing in personal life. So we should do it silently, as silent as possible. Hmm. What scriptures to chant daily? It depends on what scriptures to chant daily. Depending on your spiritual mood. If you are a bhakta, you will select some bhakti prayers, chants. Shankaracharya's so many prayers and chants. So many bhajan singing is there. Rabindranath Tagore songs are there. In every book, depending on you, may be lover of Vedanta, then you will listen to Vedanta books. Jnana Yoga, Ashtavakra, Viveka Chudamani. Bhakti book, say lives of the saints, of spiritual saints, no, like that. So depending on your tendency, you have to select which type of book will inspire you to go close to God. So it may be different for different people, but scripture, there are many chants. You take the what is called the chant books. What is that book name? Altar flowers. There are many beautiful chants are collected in one place. Huh? The Narayana Stuti, Chandi Pa, Chandi Stuti. There are 4 verses there. Depending, you want to think of mother, you can read that and understand its meaning also. So it depends on your own uh, tendency or the mood. That mood is for devotion, read devotional chants. That mood is for Vedantic understanding, read Ashravakra Samhita, that's Vedanta chant, but that will give you the feeling of that oneness, absolute. Huh? Like that, meditative inspiration, read meditative books. You are free to do that, whatever leads you close to that idea. Thank you all, and we'll see you at 7:30. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ram Krishna Panamastu.